Hopefully my shirt doesn't white out this picture. It's 11:06 on the 29th. I just got a pre-plan. And I'm waiting to unload for my appointment time at 1 o'clock. So we'll see what happens. Oh, finger in the way. Giving the finger. Hate giving the finger. Alright, it's a little bit warm outside. We can't tarp until we get inside, or untarp. But I've been able to undo all my securements. I pulled out from underneath my canvas tarps and rolled them up because I seem to have plenty of time. I have my appointment's at 1 and I checked in at 10 and it's 11:07 and there was a big siren that went off, and I can only, I used to work for a steel company before I joined the Air Force for about a year, and I was in a union, and they like clockwork, you got your 2 15-minute breaks and then you got your half-hour lunch. So big siren went off at 11 Central, so I'm assuming they're at lunch. There's that individual that comes out with the paperwork. He comes and tells the trucks where to pull in. So I could be way wrong, I'm just guessing. And but I've got I think I've shown you this load already. That's what it's looked like. It's just loosely tarped. That's what they told, when I first checked in, they told me to go ahead and if I was secured over the tarp, I can undo all my securements. So I undid my securements underneath the tarp, just because I knew most likely this was going to happen, that I was going to have all this time. And I didn't want to wait to do that, because then all that time I spent doing those particular items, I would have to do inside. And I need to shorten my day as much as possible, because today is Friday, and this is the day I like to get home. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. I have 10 hours on my 14-hour clock, so the possibility is always there, because it's only 4.5 hours from here to Madison, Illinois. But I've got to pick something else up first. And let's see what the message says. So I've got to go to Cayuga, Indiana. C-A-Y-U-G-A. Yeah. I don't know why you'd name a town like that, but okay. That's just me, I'm weird sense of humor. Anyway, it picks up at 5. And I'm assuming it's going to be more than 2 hours from my house. And it delivers on Monday, but with the 10-hour policy, or 10 o'clock policy on Mondays, that loads, even though it's got an open time, it doesn't have a set time, it's 8 to 2. Maverick has a policy of delivering by 10 on Monday, so this is the way I forecast the weekend is going to happen. I'm going to not make it home tonight. I'll arrive in the morning, and so I'll have Saturday, then I'll wake up Sunday and leave. I won't leave in the morning. They have parking at the consignee, so it's like 6.5 hours from my house, and I'm not getting up at 3 in the morning to go deliver this load by 10. So I'll have to leave the night before at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'll get a little over. Wow, I wonder if I'll get a 34-hour break. Yeah. This makes me wonder. So I'm going to be pushing it. I'm hoping my forecast is wrong, And I've still got to do some research as to where
home
these locations
messaging.
Where these locations are, so I can plan it as timely as possible. So once I pick up my load, I'm going to have to still do my load checks the first 50 and every 150 miles. Not to mention the time it's going to take me to secure and tarp the load. Let's see, does it tell me that? It doesn't tell me that. Oh, yes, tarp. I'm hauling paper. Alright, so time to look into this and see what happens. So either this is going to be a happy or sad video. We'll see what happens. It's 12:08 and I'm still at the wait. Let's see, I think I've found a moment where I can squeeze in a comment here, because it's hard to find time to put in comments. But I know I had discussed earlier about a breakdown pay piece of information, and I guess what I'm pointing out is knowledge is power. On the 18th of May, I had a breakdown. Sometimes I look at these trucks and they park in front of doors, and that kind of makes it impossible for anybody to get around them. But forklift driver, I think, either is waving at him or telling him to move. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Breakdown pay, 18 May. I had that tire blowout at like 9:30 in the morning, so I went to the Maverick. I limped to the Maverick yard very slowly so they could take care of it there. And there were drivers ahead of me, which is understandable. I mean, if I don't need to be put in front of the line. And that's not what this is about. There was a comment made on one of those videos, or probably on that video, that they thought I should have been helped first, but I disagree. I waited my time, and they eventually got it in. I'm not sure what time they pulled it in. I want to say I was there for 3 or 4 hours prior to them pulling it in. And I ended up, it was about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. They were still working at it. So I did my drop-off. No, I did my pickup in the morning and limped to the Maverick yard, and that's all I did. So I had like 20 miles that I did that day. Well, I got my breakdown pay for that day, and it's usually, you get $15 an hour while you're broken down. But I found out something new. If you break down at a Maverick yard, or if you're broken down and go to a Maverick yard, you only get breakdown pay while your truck is in the shop. So if you're waiting to be worked on, you're not getting breakdown pay. So if my truck was out of commission completely, well, now I go into hypotheticals, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, the report showed that they took my truck in and worked on it for 3 hours, and it turned into a big job. It started out with just a flat tire, and then a strip nut or bolt. And when they went to replace that on the drum, they found out the drum was bad, and then the brakes, and so they had to replace both sides. So it turned into a big thing. So I got 3 hours of breakdown pay, which works out to $45. So for a day where I was broke, I was in breakdown mode for at least 8 hours. I got paid for 3 of them. So you know what they say, knowledge is power. So now I know. So now I have the power, because knowledge is power. Anyway, I just wanted to share that bit of information, because some people may not realize how that works. And or at least that's what I was told, because when I initially got my message of what my breakdown pay was going to be, they send us all our pay messages, what we're actually getting paid. And let me pause this. Yeah, nope, not gonna pause it. I thought he was coming to talk to me. That's just wishful thinking, because it's only 12:12. They got another 45 minutes they can, do other stuff before before they need to. My appointment time isn't until 1 o'clock. But anyway, see, now I totally distracted myself, and now I've gotten off track, and I've been here long enough that will it show it? My that's a horrible glare. My Qualcomm unit is asking to shut down. So, man, what was I saying? It was such a good thought too. At least I felt it was. I guess, let's see, maybe I can retrace my steps for those that aren't aware, of that particular. See, no, I can't carry on. All it takes is one forklift, and I get, totally distracted. I'm thinking, hey, I might have to go in. So I totally blow the thought. My apologies. Well, I'll have to end it for now. If I think of it, I'll record it and I'll throw it in. Okay, it helps to watch your own videos, because then I remembered what I was talking about. The pay messages we get every time we get paid, we get a Qualcomm message to tell us how much we're going to be getting paid. Well, I got the one for my breakdown, and it said $45, and I was calculating in my head, that's a little low for a full day of not driving because of a breakdown. Let me get clarification, because there may be something I'm not understanding, and obviously that was the case. So I contacted my fleet manager, and I sent it via Qualcomm. I try not to call because they know they're busy. And my fleet managers are awesome and have always been very friendly. But I know that they work very hard, so I don't want to take up their day with a question. I figure I can just throw in a Qualcomm message, and then they can respond back when they find the time. And the next day I talked with, she had gotten the information, and I spoke to my fleet manager, and she explained that's the process for breakdown pay when you are at a Maverick yard. So that's where I learned, that's how I learned of this policy or information. So I'm not sure if other Maverick, if Maverick drivers haven't experienced a breakdown where they, in my case, I was thinking I was going to save the company money by by limping home to the Maverick yard versus doing a breakdown, waiting for a tow truck or a tire guy to come out, because that's a lot of money. And I guess in essence I did save the company a heck of a lot of money, because the shop guys, they repaired it, and it even saved money on breakdown pay. Crazy how that works out. Sometimes I overreach. I exceed my goal on savings. So I exceeded my. I had a goal of saving money for the company, and I sure met that goal and exceeded it. So, well, it's 12:17. There's clouds now. That's about all that's changed here. It's a little bit windy. It's dusty. It's hot in here because it's warm outside and the sun's beating through my windshield. So I've got my AC cranked in the back, but I keep having to sit forward because I'm staring at this shipping and receiving door looking for one of the workers to come out and tell me to pull in. And that should hopefully happen soon. So that's it for now. And then I'll be off to Cayuga, Indiana, once this pre-plan goes into full effect. My goal is that happens soon, so I'm hoping to exceed that goal as well.